Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM. Affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We are on Amenuveve FM in Aflao, Radio Wa in Wa, ATL FM in Cape Coast. We are live on X Spaces. We are on Facebook. We are on myjoyonline.com. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duroplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tanks. The only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duroplus goes, water flows. This afternoon, governing New Patriotic Party declares February the month of reconciliation as it admits the outcome of the parliamentary primaries that saw 28 incumbent MPs lose their slots has left the party fractured.
Having one primary does not automatically makes you a member of parliament. There is a major elections ahead of you, and you need everyone on board. And therefore, it calls on you to also reach out to even those who lost and their supporters.
We'll also get to hear from the national organizer who's advocating broader national dialogue to address rising menace of vote buying in party internal elections.
It is not an individual observation. It is supposed to be a national forum on this matter. And how possibly maybe we go about electing our candidate.
Also, we'll focus on Yendi as the party commits to looking into the incident as it awaits report from regional executives.
For the Yendi matter, we are not seized with the full fact. We have requested for the report from the Electoral Commission, from our regional rep and from our national rep. So it will depend on the scenario.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission declares a no-winner contest after disruption to the counting process on Saturday.
Yes, so the feedback from the region is that we are not able to declare the results there.
Also this afternoon, various striking unions in public universities say they will not call off the action despite government's invitation to resolve their grievances on Friday.
Interest that is supposed to be paid on the pension fund, the penalties that the government is supposed to pay on the pension fund, the calculation that the government use, which is totally in variance with what the pension scheme, the Act states.
And their sports.
The Ghana Football Association is in talks with an ex-Germany international for the Black Stars coaching job.
And much later, Ghana's foreign mission in Burkina Faso calls for accelerated implementation of the Accra Security Initiative amid Burkina Faso and 4 other West African countries' exit from ECOWAS.
Because since Nana Addo initiated that initiative, it has helped a lot. But Ghana and Burkina Faso, if you get closer to the border, you won't even know the difference. And the government here sees the president of Nana Addo as their mother, their father.
I also take you live to Menchia for that sitting between the regional executives chairman and the traditional authority in the Ashanti region. That and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apau. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please do stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. We settle now for details. And the governing New Patriotic Party has declared February the month of reconciliation as it acknowledges the outcome of last weekend's parliamentary primaries that saw 28 incumbent MPs lose their slot. That has left the party fractured. General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodia-Frimpong, says the reconciliation will focus on making the party stronger and capable of forming the majority in the 9th Parliament. We'll hear more on him shortly, but first, my colleague Blessed Suga has a wrap of the election.
There were heavy casualties in the battle for parliamentary seats in the New Patriotic Party's constituencies. The areas up for contest had incumbent members of parliament facing stiff opposition from other aspirants. In all, 28 incumbent members of parliament lost their seats, bringing to an end their bid to return to parliament next year. Sarah Aja Safo is included in that list of incumbent MPs who lost their seats.
Basically, I'm excited. The Omeko Abenya people have decided it's a massive victory for the MPP. Going forward, I think what we have to do as a party is to unite all of them, the 3 candidates and their followers, and we make sure we break the 8. The local people, the constituents themselves are fed up with the honorable member of parliament, and that is what has been translated in this vote. that we're seeing today.
For now, Aaron Mike Okoye Jr. has the arduous task of securing the next electoral victory for the New Patriotic Party. Ashanti region, the stronghold of the party, also witnessed a shake-up. Eugene Entry, outspoken member of parliament for Subin, who called for the removal of Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister, is heading home way earlier than he would have imagined. Tina Na Ayele Mensah, deputy health minister. Bright Reku Brobe, Gifty Chum Ampofo, deputy minister for education. Frida Prempe, Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, and Lariba Abudu, Gender and Social Protection Minister, are some of the government appointees who also lost their seats. But some other appointees were spared. That includes Minister for Trade and Industry and MP for Adansi Esokwa, Kabina Tahir Hammond, who was fiery on election day.
I am the undefeated, undisputed, heavyweight champion. I remain the champion, undefeated, no champion,
Also, Works and Housing Minister Francis Asenso Bachi, who faced stiff opposition from him to run for elections later this year.
You were asked to jettison your own son, the true son of Bantama, for someone who does not come from here. But you said no, that will not happen.
Well, that's my colleague Blessed Soga with a wrap of event here to Parliament and their concerns about its effect on the 9th Parliament. But First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joe also disagrees that the huge losses will affect work in the House.
Generally, once we give the date and we sufficiently remind people, they come to help. It is the day-to-day business that we have challenges. When unexpected challenges thrown, people are generally responsible. Generally, if we don't have our numbers, we will defer the decision day.
Well, the party is not taking chances and has declared February the month of reconciliation. General Secretary Justin Kudia Frimpong tells Joy News the NPP is determined to form the majority in the 9th Parliament, hence the need to present a united front.
But on the part of the party, I can say that everything went on smoothly, just as you were anticipating. And at the end of the day, the delegates, the various respective constituencies where the elections were held, have made their decision. And as the party, it's our duty to make sure that we affirm the decision by the delegates across the country. For me, as General Secretary of the party, my biggest task is to see to it that after December 7th, the party will have majority in Parliament. That is my ultimate goal. And if the decision by the delegates will inure to us achieving that target, I would say that yes, they have made the right decision. They must also understand that having one primary does not automatically make you a member of Parliament. There is a major elections ahead of you, and you need everyone on board. And therefore, it calls on you to also reach out to even those who lost and their supporters. Aside that, even before the elections on Saturday, the National Executive Committee started constituting several reconciliation teams.
Well, some 5 constituencies did not participate in the weekend parliamentary primaries due to legal challenges. Frimpong Kodia says steps are already ongoing to resolve them.
We have Sunyani East, we have Epiapen South, we have Alambele, Binduri, Obuasi West. Basically, those are the constituencies that are left. And just as the National Executive Committee meet early next week to deliberate on those constituencies. For Sunyani East, there is a roadmap.
While in the Greater Accra region alone, a lot of incumbent MPs lost their tickets. A political scientist, Dr. Kwame Asansante, is warning the outcome could affect the chances of the NPP in the December polls.
If we look at Greater Accra, that can be, a big signal for things to expect, because you are talking about a constituency, unlike Asante, which is traditionally for MPP. For Greater Accra, it's a swing region. So when you have said development, anything can happen, and that can change the dynamics. So it should be an early warning for the NPP, if they really want to maintain their hold in that area, to do a lot of work. Because if you look at Southern Ghana, the feeling towards the party in terms of their performance is not that good enough. So they need to up their game and make sure that whatever they've lost in terms of support, they'll be able to regain.
Well, the elections was generally peaceful, but the issue of vote buying was rife in that particular internal elections in the country. And the national organizer of the new Patron the Menace, he mentions that the party alone cannot deal with the issue of vote buying. But first, though, my colleague Stanley Blue has been cataloguing the various cases of alleged vote buying that just ended NPP parliamentary primaries.
The just ended MPP's parliamentary primaries is just a tip of the iceberg, but also rekindles a major national concern. The primaries received wide allegations of voter inducement. In the Wejagbawe constituency of the Greater Accra region, delegates alleged that the incumbent MP Tina Mensah influenced voters by sharing 2,000 cedis to them, while her contender Jerry Ahmed paid 200 Ghana cedis. Some beneficiaries of the inducement did not shy away.
27, no more 2,000.
There are 110 delegates for my electoral area, but the MP selected only 27 of them and gave each 2,000 cedis. The rest of the delegates didn't get anything, so the little that Jerry Ahmed came to give us, everyone was content with, so we decided to vote for him.
Delegates who did not benefit were pissed. In the Swami constituency of the Ashanti region, the constituency chairman alleged that the delegates were given 50 cedis by the aspirants so as to secure their votes. But the Ashanti regional chairman of the party, Bernard Nchibuesiakun, the monies given out were to serve as transport for delegates.
Well, we can listen to the national organizer of the NPP, Henry Nanabuachi, on how to deal with the issue of vote buying.
For the footages you are saying, it's out there, and then people are saying that they've received money and all of that. Yes, for the party, you have to access these videos, and then because we frown on monetization of any electoral process. But all that I'm trying to say is that we need to elevate the discussion. This cancer and the cure, it is not an individual observation. It is supposed to be a national forum on this matter, and how possibly maybe we go about electing our candidate. We need to elevate the discussion beyond individual political parties, and then it must be a national conversation. How do we monetize our democracy?
That's the national organizer of the NPP, Henry Nanabuachi. Well, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, is bemoaning the prevalence of the menace in the country's democracy. According to the national coordinator, Albert Ahin, it's about time the entire country collectively rises to fight the canker.
CODEO has always been against vote buying. We are against it in the sense that when it is vote buying, people don't look at the qualities of the person contest. Give me money and I let you go, or we let you go. So we don't get quality. So it's about time Ghanaians realize that we need to stop getting money from politicians so that we get the right choice of people to represent us.
That's the national coordinator of CODEO, Albert Ahin. And it's still your election headquarters brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Let's focus now on Yendi, and national executives of the NPP are awaiting a report from its northern regional executives after disruptions in the counting of the ballots marred the electoral process in the area. We can hear from the party's national organizer and the account of one of the candidates, Hajia Abibata Shani.
That really led to the disruption, the fact that one was seen suppressing my ballot papers, putting some in his pocket, and then when my one of the my members reported the incident to one of the policemen, nothing was done. So he went close to asking what he was doing. He denied, and then he pulled his jacket that he was wearing, and then the ballot papers were in his pocket, and then an indelible ink pad was also found. So there's a video to that effect. So when it got to that point, and then everybody saw what their intention was, some party members got infuriated and they came. So when they came, everything was, there was just chaos, and that was where the incident ended.
Have you heard from party officials? What is the decision the party is making?
So for now, I am taking a petition to the party. Then I will hear from the party.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission has declared it a no-winner contest. Director of Electoral Services, Dr. Srebo Kweku, tells me more.
According to our officers, they have finished sorting out. They have stacked them according to their candidates. So they were counting the first candidate ballot when some people rushed into the place and they started destroying the ballot papers.
So is it the case that there was no declaration at the end of the day when it comes to the Yendi vote?
Yes, so the feedback from the region is that we were not able to declare the results there.
But they do not know who actually won. So the counting process did not conclude for us to know who actually won for declaration to be done.
Exactly, so as far as the electoral commission is concerned.
So as it stands now, no candidate can say they won that election in Yendi.
From the electoral commission point of view, we did not complete the process.
So what will happen then after this?
It is left like I said, the party is conducting and we are supervising. So the party will have to take it.
What's the decision of the party then? The national organizer, Henry Nanabuachi, spoke on the Super Morning Show.
For the Yendi matter, we are not seized with the full fact. We have requested for the report from the Electoral Commission, from our regional rep and from our national rep. So it will depend on the scenario. It will depend because there have been instances where I have witnessed you get the Electoral Commission up to, I remember, a clear instance would be the Kumawu by-elections, where the Electoral Commission supervised the primaries. The Electoral Commission declared the results, and then we also came in and then outdoored and declared the winner as well as our candidate. Right. So that is why I'm saying that unless I am seized with the full fact, it will be difficult for me to, especially when we are talking about Yendi, ask some specific questions. These questions and responses from me, one way or the other, can affect the matter, especially when we are waiting the reports from these personalities.
Well, that's a national organizer of the NPP, Henry Nanabuachi. I'll take you to the Ashanti region now, and it is Judgment Day for Chairman Wontumi, the regional chairman of the NPP, as he appears before Menchia and the Traditional Council. My colleague, Nanabuachi Dankwayadom, joins us live from Menchia. What's the situation?
Well, MFI, you can recall that in the previous meeting of the Kumasi Traditional Council, they summoned the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Enchi Bosiako, to appear before the council over some derogatory remarks he's alleged to have made during the MPP vetting of aspirants ahead of their parliamentary primaries. Today, in the escort of the majority leader, Chairman Sabunsu, the NPP chairman, national chairman, and then the NPP general secretary, alongside the Ashanti regional minister and the minister in charge of chieftaincy and religious affairs, the Ashanti regional NPP chairman, Bernard Enchikwosiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, have appeared before the Kumasi Traditional Council. Earlier, Chairman Wontumi gave his side of the story over the alleged derogatory remarks he made against the Asante Hinotumfo Seitutu. Koko Sohine, who brought the case before the Kumasi Traditional Council, also delivered his side of the story. Well, Chairman Wontumi has denied every single allegation leveled against him. He says they are all true, and whatever that happened during the NPP vetting of the parliamentary aspirant, which is out there, is not a clear reflection of what clearly did happen during the vetting of these aspirants. And so later on, we'll hear from Koko Sohine also, and then also judgment from the Bantamahine, who's representing the Kumasi Traditional Council.
That's my colleague Nana Buache Dankwayadom there, giving us details from what's happening at the Kumasi Traditional Council, in that case between Menchia and then Chairman Wontumi. Now back to Accra for Public Accounts Committee hearing in the Ghana Revenue Authority is on the heels of the receipt of the defunct banks for some 91 million cedis evaded taxes. The central bank in 2017 revoked the license of over 300 financial institutions over various financial breaches. Appearing before the Public Accounts Committee this morning, the Ghana Revenue Authority revealed they are unable to collect a total of 91 million cedis in taxes owed by the defunct banks. We can listen to the Commissioner in charge of Domestic Tax and Revenue Division, Edward Appentin Jamra.
Financial institutions to the tune of 92182568.61, and I've given the list of the defunct financial institutions that are currently owing us. Mr. Chair, let me say that we have written to the receiver to pay us the money, as we have the first right if the receiver getting money from these companies, and we are yet to receive from the receiver. with the closing balance, Mr. Chairman, of about 30.4 million, doing a number of enforcement actions, which include third-party data notices, seal-off, we're doing garnishment and others to ensure that we retrieve this money.
Well, my colleague James Saveji is there for us live from the Public Accounts Committee and joins us. So, James, we know also that there have been some concerns with the produce buying company. They owe about 203.9 million cedis tax. Tell us more.
So it came up that some 2,552 trading companies whose books were reviewed by the Auditor General owe a total of 350 million Ghana cedis. The GRA revealed that they've been able to collect some 60.6 million Ghana cedis from those companies, and the outstanding is some 275 million Ghana cedis. It is out of this, the breakdown of this, that they have revealed that the produce buying company currently owes them 203.9 million Ghana cedis. Out of that, the Deputy Commissioner also revealed that the PVC actually is in court contesting the matter. We can listen to him.
We've recovered 60.6 million. An objection determined 25.1. Penalties and interest waived, and return files determined. And we have outstanding of 275.4 million.
That's the GRA appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra and Kumasi. We are on Love 99.5 FM, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. We know that the Midday News is always proudly sponsored by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. And we'll return from the break with sports, and also we'll hear from the various unions on strike and public universities saying they will not call off the action despite government's invitation to resolve their grievances on Friday.
Interest that is supposed to be paid on the pension fund, the penalties that the government is supposed to pay on the pension fund, the calculation that the government use, which is totally in variance with what the pension scheme, the Act states.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus, upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
This is the Midday News. Time for sports. Mubarak.
Yep. Thank you very much, MFL. Now, the Ghana FA has made contact with former German international Jürgen Kohler for the Black Stars coaching job following the dismissal of Chris Hughton. It is understood the 58-year-old is interested in the role, having submitted his application. Kohler is unattached after leaving his last job as the caretaker manager of German side Victoria Cologne. He has made over 100 appearances for Germany and won the 1990 World Cup. The Executive Council of the FA will meet in the coming days on the potential appointment of the German. Back to you, MFA.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, various unions on strike in public universities say they will not call off the action despite government's invitation to resolve their grievances on Friday. The Senior Staff University Administrations and the Tertiary Educational Workers Union have been on strike close to 2 weeks now over failure of government to pay their Tier 2 pension funds and general poor working conditions. At a meeting to update their members on the strike, the chairman of the University of Ghana branch of TEU, Ken Botry, says the strike will still be on hold until all demands are met.
Be a positive development that we are meeting with the Minister for Labour, Employment and Pensions, hopefully on the 1st of February, and then we'll take it from there. Whatever that will happen, we'll let the media also get to know about it.
Are you still on strike?
We are here to hold a meeting to update them. That's what we've told our members.
What's the meeting with the management of UG?
The meeting has to do with one, then it has to do with our vis-a-vis condition of service. Fortunately, those things have been resolved. And
now, Ghana's embassy in Burkina Faso is urging President Akufo-Addo and other coastal West African leaders to immediately scale up enforcement of the Accra Security Initiative following the latest announcement by 3 military leaders in Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger to officially leave the West African sub-regional bloc ECOWAS. Well, the head of our diplomatic and foreign affairs desk, Blessed Suga, joins me in studio with all that we're learning about this particular development. So, Blessed, we know ECOWAS was making headway in getting these 3 countries to return to democratic rule. This must have been dealt a heavy blow to that process, isn't it?
That's correct, because Mali's transitional government has set February this year for presidential elections and the eventual return to democratic rule. All of that is not happening any longer, and we know that Togolese President Faure Gnassingbé was also holding talks with the Nigerian counterparts to try and bring them back to the bloc. But ECOWAS says it is still working on resolving the political crisis, as it describes all 3 nations as very important to the community. And on the exits, if they are successful, they would still have to abide by the Article 91 of the ECOWAS revised treaty, which then enjoins all of these 3 departing countries to actually observe the ECOWAS protocol for at least a year. If that is successful, that would then reduce the bloc from 15 to 12 members in all.
Blessed Suga giving us all the details about this. Meanwhile, Ghana's ambassador to Burkina Faso, Boniface Gambila, is urging President Akufo-Addo and other coastal West African leaders to immediately scale up enforcement of that. Let's bring in Jackie on a Monday afternoon. What's trending?
Well, MFA, a lot is trending. Now, this afternoon, we all need to be cautious in our steps when you're getting to social media, because it's on fire. A couple of names have been trending from Saturday through to now. We have Katie Hammond, but then Adwoa Safo has been trending. Surprisingly, 12, she's still trending. So she's trending alongside Amarado, but then there are a couple of comments on social media, and someone says that enough time for Adwoa to get back on social media to create videos. Someone also says that when it comes to Ghana politics, she's definitely an icon for young girls, because she's actually been through a lot. And someone also says that Adwoa has graduated successfully from a position today and probably promises us to serve us drinks next time. But as I said, Amarado was trending alongside
in the background.
Yes, so let's listen to the song.
I do this for my family and myself.
So Adwoa was seen.
Well, okay, so this is bye-bye to Adwoa.
Yes,
Safo, yeah?
but people are saying that definitely she's a soldier. So she, in the song, she says, yes,
okay,
she'll definitely come back.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com, and Kumasi Traditional Council to decide fate of wanted Chairman Wontumi. That case is underway, and definitely stick with us. We'll give you details of that. I am Emefa Apau, living where